To make our basic form, we got to make a fluid to stick those paper strips to our beach ball. There's two fluids that you can use very easily. The first is paper mache paste, combining flour, water, and glue. And the second one is just a binder made of glue and water. I'll be demonstrating both, but for this intro little bit here, I'm going to show how to mix up the paper mache paste using the flour, water, and glue. The recipe is, and I'm making this a smaller recipe because we're working with a smaller pumpkin, 3 cups of flour, 1/2 cup of glue, and then as much water as you need as to make the mix the consistency of kind of a thin pancake batter. You'll also need a mixer. And if you don't use a mixer, my hat's off to you. But I have all those ingredients in here in the proper proportions, and you're just going to give it a mix up. You might also hear me talk about smoothing paste, especially when we get to paper clay in the later part of this video. Smoothing paste is paper mache paste, 80%, and water, 20%. So you'll take your paper mache paste and thin it out a little bit with some extra water, and that is what I refer to when I talk about smoothing paste later on. So here we have our form all set up on something that won't roll away from us, and we are going to start the hopefully infamous "how long does it actually take" clock. So here we go. I'll throw a battery in this thing and we'll start our bit. We are starting at 12 noon for our 0 mark. We will, of course, stop the clock anytime work on this project stops, so in the end you will know exactly how long it takes to get one of these guys together. Our first bit here is going to be adding strips on top of the form. And you've got a couple options for paste. You've got the quintessential, wonderful paper mache flour water glue. You can also use watered down glue, and we're going to try both so you can see differences in how they apply and whatnot, but those are what we've got. In terms of paper strips, hopefully you're able to find a nice source of newsprint, but if not, you can use virtually anything for this process. You can use paper towels, you can use toilet paper, you can use brown craft paper, you can use copy paper, so long as it's flat out paper and doesn't have one particular thing. Certain aspects of newspaper, like magazines, are glossy in their texture, and they've got quite a bit of colors and shine. Those sorts of papers do not tend to stick very well. You really want something that's got that feels like raw paper sheen to it. No extra shininess, no color, that flat thing. The other aspect that you look for in putting your strips onto your first pumpkin is the fact that if I use great big giant strips, they're going to start to roll up at the edges. That's going to leave voids in there. Voids aren't especially bad, but I would much rather do something that I don't have to worry about later on. To handle voids, all you need to do is just limit the size of your strips. I tear these guys when I'm working with a 12-inch pumpkin down to about 1 inch to 3/4 inch by however long you want. This one's probably about 5 to 6 inches long. But that will make sure that all my tiny strips go on relatively evenly and don't leave me any extra gapping with that big flat overlap because the strip was too big. That being said, I'm going to put about 3 to 4 layers of strips on top of the top hemisphere of my pumpkin form. When I refer to top, it's the side without the air nozzle on it. So I usually refer to this as the bottom and this is the top. The reason being that later on, we're going to be letting the air out of the bottom air nipple here, and then we're going to be pulling the whole beach ball out the bottom of our pumpkin, leaving a nice little hole in there where we can paint and insert a light. So top to bottom, here we go. All I'm going to do is take my paintbrush and put some paste directly onto the pumpkin form surface. And I just lay a strip on there And then I paint a little bit over that. You can layer this however you want. You can go vertical. You can go horizontal. You can take things in a diagonal motion. The only thing that really helps generally is the fact that it's very easy to tell which layer you're on based on the alignment of the strips. So sometimes I will start by going vertical all the way around. Then once I do that, I will go horizontal all the way around. Once I hit the end of the horizontal, I might start going diagonal all the way around. And that way I know I've got the first layer, the second layer, the third layer as I cover. So here we go. Now, it can't escape your notice that on top, we've got nothing. The way to handle that is to simply take a couple of strips and go over the top for this first layer. And there we go. Layer one is done. Let's do a quick examination of the versatility of materials that you can possibly use for this, assuming you can't get access to newspaper. The closest thing I have right next to me right here is some shop towel. I had not planned on using this, but I kind of want to show that you can use just about anything so long as it's a paper product that will absorb any kind of fluid. All I'm going to do is just kind of press it down onto my project and paint it down just like the newspaper. So long as it soaks in some paste, that's about all we care about. So use whatever you've got to hand, again, as long as it's a paper product that likes to soak stuff up. And the only thing you kind of have to watch out for is like glossy magazines or advertisement sections of newspapers that tend to use paper that doesn't really like to stick quite so much. But like I said, Scott towel, craft paper, toilet paper, whatever you've got to hand, if it's paper that'll slurp up some paste, it'll work. The only thing I'm making sure to do here is I'm trying to make sure that my layers don't really overlap, just so I don't get big clumps of stuff, because I plan on doing another paper layer on top of this. There's my layer 2 done. Now, you don't have to use shop towel. The only reason I wanted to demonstrate this was to show that newspaper isn't the only material available to you. So long as it's paper and it's reasonably absorbent to any kind of fluid, you're in great shape. Again, Scott towel, newspaper, copy paper, craft paper, toilet paper, it will all work. My next layer, I'm just going to throw on the strips in a horizontal pattern. All right, now I've got 3 layers on this thing. I've got vertical, spare material, horizontal. Now I'm just gonna do a diagonal pattern. And when that's all setting around, I'll know I've got my 4 layers on. Incidentally, diagonal patterns never stay as diagonal as you would want them. Just be aware if you try it. I've linked up back around with my diagonal pattern, and now I'm just going to go back through and put another layer across the top to make sure that that gets the same amount of coverage as everything else. Okay, and here's our top-heavy, half-hemisphered start to the pumpkin. Took me about 28 minutes or so, and I'm not going to do anything else to it right now because I only give it a good overnight to dry. Put it in front of a fan for a bunch of hours. You could start the other side immediately. just flipping it over and putting it into whatever retainer you've got. But you've got to be aware that if you do that, you may have impressions of whatever container you're using to put on your beach ball form. This isn't a huge problem, but if I've got the opportunity, I prefer to, hold off. And truth be told, I've only put in 28 minutes of work for one whole day. So it's a great time to just stop, put it in front of a fan, and let it dry.